Hello, welcome back to another episode of 0 to 60. So this is the episode where I'm going to drop the oil out of the freshly built, by me, not properly, China rods, Russian piston engine. We're going to see if there's any metal in there, because that's what I'm worried about. Now, I did it a few minutes ago. Actually, first things first, we have got a problem. We have an oil leak. Hopefully you can see it there. And a ding. The oil was running out of the front, and you can see it along the front cross member, and I'm fairly confident it's that fitting just there. Nothing like trying to reuse a China fitting. I've just nipped it up, so hopefully it seals. I'm going to degrease it, and we'll have to try it again, but that's a reasonable amount of oil on the floor, more than I'd like. Basically, while I've been trying to work out where the oil leak was coming from, I have cracked this just to try and let the oil run out a little bit. Now, you guys are going to see firsthand. Okay. That looks just like really clean oil. Let me get a light. Let's see if it's glittery. Here's the light. Okay. It's a little glittery, but every time I drop oil out of an M54, it's a little bit glittery. Okay, nothing scary in the filter housing. And no huge chunks are visible from here. Okay. Guess it's time to drop the oil pan. Not the oil pan. The oil drain. Alright, let's go. Actually, I just thought I'd show you guys. You can see it dripping off this coolant hose right there. So I hope it is just that oil cooler fitting. It is engine oil. It's not power steering or transmission fluid. Though that looks a bit transmission fluidy. I'm going to have to double check those quick release fittings. They're crappy at the best of times. But nothing too bad under here. Yeah, they were all right. Okay, so let's get this oil plug dropped. The oil pan, the drain pan is all clean. And the thing looks loose. It's not far out. It's definitely not loose. The joys of doing things one-handed. Okay. Heavy breathing. Please don't be glittery. Please don't be glittery. That was the washer. We'll get that quick. Okay. It's a little bit glittery, but oil always is, and especially being a brand new motor, I'd expect a little bit. All right, I'll let that drain out, and we'll inspect it properly once it's all out. But nothing scary. All right, awesome. So the other thing I want to work out is what on earth is making that ultrasonic type noise. A couple of people said it could be this. Now when I put this filter in, which was fresh with the engine, I did change the O-ring. That is all still sort of locked in. With the O-ring, these are the same filters we use on all of our N54s. It just seems to make a noise on this one. I can't see why it was making noise. Have a bit of a poke in the filter while I'm here. Okay, I wasn't recording because I just had a heart attack. You saw I was going through the pleats in the filter, so I've just cut it to see what this is. And oh man, looks like we've got chunks of alloy. I don't know if the GoPro can see that. Let's try and get it out. Oh, it's not alloy, it's soft. What is it? It's weird. Whatever it is, it turns to nothing. Okay, yeah, okay, maybe it's some sort of... So there's another bit there. Let me get a photo with my iPhone. What is that? It seems to crumble, whatever it is, but it looks like aluminium. Feels like silicon, white silicon. Yeah, there's a lot of something in this, but it's all the stuff that's in the filter just breaks down. So it's like it's wonder if it's carbon or something. It's soft, whatever it is. Filter has done its job. Maybe it's just a thing with a new motor. I really don't. This is the first one I've done. Should we expect little bits of debris on a brand new motor? I guess. There's a lot of shit that's gone in there, isn't there? Gaskets. Look at that. Oh, black as fuck. Pardon my French. One thing that, see, it's like, it's soft. Whatever it is. I wonder if, because the motor was sitting for 18 months and there's just been carbon in like parts of the head, or is it the assembly lube, which is that color, making its way straight to the filter? The Penrite assembly lube that I used is like I reckon it's assembly lube. It's the assembly lube. Feeling it on my hands, it feels like the assembly lube, which is like a polishing paste. Like there's, I mean, it's not a polishing paste, but it feels like toothpaste. But once you move it in your hand, it goes real smooth. Like it's not abrasive at all. It feels like moisturizer. It's a very bad description. I think that's what it is. I think the assembly lube just made its way to the filter really quick. And I did put a ton of assembly lube on anything I could. Bearings and that sort of stuff. No metal. Alright guys, this isn't too bad. Okay, I guess we need to get the oil back in the car. New oil, not the same oil. Okay, so these are the filter kits we always use. And I reckon I found the problem. That's the O-ring that comes for the oil filter cartridge, which I've pulled out of the lid. And that O-ring is supposed to seal basically the inlet and outlet of this housing. And it's not very tight. That is fully down in place, and I reckon what we're hearing is oil squeezing past there. Now I actually noticed this just before we did the other engine, like the day or two before roll racing, and I tried another filter, a different brand of filter, and then went back to this one, and the noise stayed there. So I don't know if this housing, because we've used these filters on every N54, N52, Dylan's N54, probably about 6 different cars, and none others make this noise. So I wonder if we've randomly come across an N54 where that section of the oil filter housing is just worn out a little bit. Something I don't like reminding everyone, but when we first got this car, it had done about 50,000 Ks before it had an oil change, and the oil filter that was in it had actually worn through. Like it had worn through the pleats. So I wonder if that has just worn through that. I can't be bothered changing the whole oil filter housing, so I'm just going to try a couple of aftermarket O-rings and see if we can get a snug fit before I put it all back together. Okay, so I ended up using the O-ring that come in the packet. It was bigger than that one. I don't know what's going on, and testing that before I put the filter in, sliding it in, it's actually tight. It's a good fit. So we'll see if we still get that ultrasonic noise when we start it up. I know people are going to ask, I'm using 10W60 in this car. Because use what you want to use. I've gone for extra clearance bearings, and on top of that, it's an old motor. It's done about 160,000 Ks. But yeah, I'm going to end this video off here. I'm just going to top the oil up, and that's going to be the end of it. I'd planned to do an air conditioning regas in this video, but unfortunately, I'm missing a single fitting, so that's annoying. But yeah, I've worked out how to refill AC gas without a license, without being completely illegal. So I thought I'd show you guys that. And lastly, yeah, the other reason I was sort of peeking out about this video, I didn't mention it earlier, but the way that I assembled the cams in this, I didn't use any of the special tools. I just lined them up by hand and then did them up really slowly to bring the cams down and push the valves down as it went together. So I was kind of worried that something might have been out of alignment in the cams and filled the filter up with metal. But it hasn't. It looks like it's just assembly lube. I think this motor's going to be good. Once I've got the AC regassed, I've got an update revision from Ken, and we should be pushing 27, 28 PSI straight away, and it should be pretty quick. Looking forward to seeing how we go. Guys, thank you for watching, and hopefully tomorrow's video will be on the AC regas if I can find one of these fitting adapter thingies. All right, peace.